Hey, I'm Zach Zeller, America's #1 practical nutrition coach. And this is part 2 of my series on milk. I'm going to talk about all the unsavory things that can be added to it. We have 5 things that would surprise you to know are actually in your milk supply. So, first off, if you haven't seen the first video, definitely check that out. It has a lot of great stuff. I don't know, I'll put this in a playlist or I'll put a little box here or something. Definitely check it out. So, in milk, you can find up to 5, probably even more, not so savory things. Now, just as, I guess, a little disclaimer, this isn't the case for all types of milk that you find. However, if it's milk that comes from a factory farm that has been processed, that has been shipped, they even kind of combine. So you have, let's say you have a dairy farm in New York, a dairy farm in New Jersey, a dairy farm in like Delaware. They can combine and pool that milk together in one big facility so that they can distribute it from there, make it easier on the business end, and so you can get other things mixing in. So let's get right to it. The #1 thing you're going to find in milk is going to be antibiotics. Now, antibiotics are good if you have an infection, but the thing is that when you raise a whole bunch of cows in, I guess, a factory space, they're close together, there's not very good hygiene, and so to make sure that no bacterial infections spread from cow to cow and kill them all before you can, make money and get the milk, you preemptively treat them with antibiotics. However, after treating with antibiotics over the course of the cow's life, some of that accumulates into the milk, and that's the milk that you drink. So you do get some amount of antibiotics, low-grade antibiotics, in your milk, and if you drink that on a continuous, habitual basis, a few times a week, that could actually affect your gut bacterial flora, lead to poor health, different food cravings. Who knows? It leads to a whole bunch of different issues, and it really depends on your individual chemistry, how much milk you drink, what else you include in your diet, other lifestyle factors. But it's not good. #2 is gonna be spelling at you right now. It's RGBH. It's RBGH, recombinant bovine growth hormone. So producing milk in cows is a hormonal process. You can only produce milk if the cow is pregnant, and so to keep the cow pregnant and producing a lot of milk, they've come up with genetic modulation, this hormone that they can stick into cows to help them produce more milk. More milk means you sell more. That means that the companies make more money, so it's a good thing for those companies looking to boost sales. Now, again, not all companies sell this. You can see little like RBGH free stickers on a lot of dairy products. However, again, that hormone treated in the cow weekly or daily can get into the milk and get into your body. And since it's a hormone, it can affect you on a genetic level and cause different issues. So it makes it easier for you to gain weight. It just messes with your hormones, especially since it's a complex system and there's no straight path. So it's not like if you put this growth hormone in yourself, it would have one line of action. It actually can interfere with testosterone, estrogen, cortisol, progesterone, all these different hormonal axes, and just wreak havoc. So definitely be careful with that. And if you do dairy, watch out for RBGH. #3 can be adrenaline. So these cows aren't, in a pasture somewhere relaxing as they get milked once in a while. It's a stressful situation for a lot of cows in a lot of these factories. And so they're pumping out stress hormones, epinephrine, norepinephrine, a lot of cortisol, and that could find its way into the milk as well. So when you drink that, you're getting small amounts of these stress hormones directly into the diet. And so it's not good either. That's just gonna, small amounts could be absorbed through the mucous membrane in your cheeks. Some of it will be digested and broken down to the stomach, so you don't have to worry about it. Probably very little bit will get to your small intestine, but you'll still have a little bit of it, depending on how much milk you drink. It could be a significant amount over time that continues to add to your stress, to weight gain, especially around the midsection, and just poor decisions with time as your system gets too stressed and you have trouble thinking as clearly as you would like to make excellent food decisions. Number 4 is going to be different cow diseases. So the reason that milk is white is because it has a certain number of white blood cells in it. It's actually something called the somatic cell count, that you could have a certain amount of these white blood cells in healthy milk, and it's not a big issue. It's something like 200,000 to 400,000 is healthy for a cow. In the United States, we limit the somatic cell count at about 700,000. And so there can be issues where the cows have certain viruses, such as bovine leukemia, bovine AIDS, different viruses they have that can actually accumulate in the milk, because that's where the white blood cells are, and that's where the viruses some of them end up. And so I know in Finland they had a project that they eliminated all the cows through treatment or whatever they did to get rid of cows with, let's say, bovine HIV or bovine leukemia, as one of the two, in the whole country, and so that their milk is good. However, again, with this long-term exposure to milk that can contain these viruses, it doesn't directly cause the virus in humans. However, there's a correlation with it that over decades you can get these viruses when you expose yourself to them in the milk version. And then lastly, and probably most commonly, is lactose. A lot of people are lactose intolerant, and even if you're able to tolerate lactose when you're younger, or you think you can, as you age, you tend to lose that ability to break down lactose, and it leads to just really terrible gas, gastrointestinal discomfort, and it doesn't make milk or dairy really worth it. So I'm going to film in the third video a few substitutes that you can make to get rid of dairy in your life without even missing it. Alright, until then, feel free to subscribe to find out when a new video comes out. Alright, peace.